we'll start with a statement from the coach, then we'll take some questions.
Well, anytime you lose, you're disappointed, but they were a better basketball team than us tonight. We could not guard them off the dribble. Very few teams can. They've got excellent offensive talent. We played these early games so we can find out where we need to get better, and obviously we know we need to get better one-on-one defense. But all three SEC teams, Alabama creates problems off the bounce. Ole Miss plays defense like it's their last possession in life, and Kentucky comes with 10, 12 players with great size. So we learned a lot tonight. Disappointed we lost, but we certainly learned a lot, and we'll get better from it.
All right, we'll start with questions for Zuby first.
Let's just ask questions.
Okay.
We're not going to stay long. Right?
Rick, your guard play, look, Ian and Sellers played better in the second half. What did you see in that first half, just from the guards especially?
They just on offense, they were too quick. They wanted to play like Alabama, and it's the one thing we wanted to stay away from, is quick shoot. And we were quick shooting a lot and not letting them have to play defense. And then we flipped it at the other end, and we couldn't guard them off the bounce. So our guards didn't play particularly well tonight, but that's because they have great guards.
Rick, you've talked about the rebounding battle throughout the preseason and coming into this game. Kind of how concerned or surprised are you that the fact you haven't had the same success rebounding the ball this year as you did last year?
Well, I'm just a little concerned that our front court doesn't like to hit people when the shot's taken. We try to out-jump them instead of hitting people. It's a fundamental we've got to learn. We took the lead. We made a lot of fundamental mistakes down the stretch. Even Zuby and Deku, two of our captains, made fundamental bad mistakes when we took the lead. So it's a new team. They're getting used to each other, and this is a great game to play. It'll teach us a lot.
Coach, you talked about Bryce Hopkins' mentality. Can you just talk about what he did for you guys tonight?
He's got to learn to take his open shot when he's open, but he played a good game. It wasn't anything the guys did offensively except try to play too much like Alabama. We lost this game at the defensive end. When we told them that Alabama doesn't lose many games when you don't turn them over more than you turn the ball over. And tonight it was 7 versus 12. Obviously it's 33 to 18 from the three-point line, but you have to turn them over in order to beat them, and we couldn't do it tonight.
Rick, was it more your defense being poor or their offense just being great?
A combination of both. They're tough to guard one-on-one, and we didn't do a good job of it. We didn't do a good job of their slip pick and rolls, but they're tough to guard. They really are.
Zuby, at the end of the game, there was about a 5-minute stretch without a field goal. Just what do you kind of attribute to that cold spot for the team at the end?
Just like Coach said, I think we were a little bit stagnant. We didn't create ball movement before, trying to get into our motion. So, guys were just, just standing around watching one guy dribble the ball or much so. So that's something that we gotta, just figure out, in practice. I feel like we do a better job, just moving the ball around and everybody's touching it and we're creating, opportunities for each other. But today we weren't able to do that, so that's something that we gotta, improve on.
Zuby, what did you make of the defense? They're obviously facing a really good team. What did you think, of the defense, and is that the biggest thing you guys got to work on right now?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. It was poor tonight. The coaching staff, I think, did a great job of telling us exactly what needed to be done to come out with a win today, and we didn't execute on that, and that starts with me. So I got to do a better job, especially as the captain and leader of this team, to make sure guys' heads are right, and we're really focused on what it takes to win this game. So, but yeah, the defense wasn't all there today, and like Coach P said, they do have great guards. Especially in one-on-one guards, so that's something that we got to work on.
Zuby, you had a monster first half, pretty good in the second. What was the difference from the first to the second half for you, and what's your overall take in terms of what you need to improve individually?
I just felt like, everything was connecting for me early on, especially I felt like the guys, found me. And, it helps obviously with the coverage they had on me, but, I'm just looking here and I have 4 turnovers, so at the end of the day, I gotta, improve, and there's a lot of areas that I still got, room to grow.
Rick, the team comes back. I mean, I know that you're kind of down on the defense here, but like, how far does this team have to go to get to a place where you're happy with how competitive they are?
They just played a great team second game of the season. Right. It's really what it comes down to. Look, we had 18 assists. We scored 96 points, and they scored 103. So you're not gonna, when you give up 103 points, you're not gonna win. We don't have the ability to score 106, 103. So this game is only gonna help us grow as a basketball team. We've got 8 new players. I think their guards are some of the better guards in the country. Really tough to guard, and they did the best they could. But I think it'll be a mindset. It's great for Ian and Josan and even Oziah to understand that they've got to become great defensive players for us to beat great teams, and they're not right now. They played against the team, but it's only going to help them grow and take pride in their defense. They're all good offensive players. It's a great lesson for Josan, how defense is so important. That this team can make you look bad in the open court, and they did at times. But I'll say this: they're tough to guard. I can't. There's no lateral quickness statements here. They're tough to guard.
Are you confident that you can get those 3 guys to be the great defensive players you want them to be?
Well, I think they're willing learners. I think we told them, whatever you do, don't back up. And the whole first half, they kept backing up. We told them to dig at the basketball, but their mindset was, I don't want to get beaten, get embarrassed. We needed to make our rotations from 12 and 13 feet, not at 26 feet. And at the end of the game, when we took the lead, we made some bad mistakes defensively. We shot the ball too quick at the offensive end, and we're only going to learn from it. But we're going to have our opportunities to play Iowa State and Baylor and Ole Miss and Kentucky, and we're going to learn a lot from this game. But when it comes down to it, they were the better basketball team tonight. We played hard, we fought. It was exciting basketball, but they were better. We were not locked in together defensively. They were the more, and I'll say this, they were the more locked in team offensively. They knew how to exploit, but they do it against everybody. And the only time they lose is when you turn them over more. Then you commit yourself. And tonight we didn't do that. We only turned them over 7 times. They had 9 steals to our 4. So they were the better defensive team tonight. But Ruben played hard. All our guys played hard. Look, I can't. I told them in the locker room, look, they were the better team tonight. Don't hang your heads. They were the better team. They outplayed us. But we played hard. We did a lot of good things. It was exciting basketball at Madison Square Garden for the second game of the season. I mean, you can go play somebody and win by 30 points. You see some of the scores last night. You get nothing out of that. I think we have the potential to be an outstanding basketball team. But as a coach, as a head coach, I need to find out where our deficiencies lie. And I found out tonight. I also found out that there are a group of guys that want to win badly. They just didn't know how to do it tonight.
Rick, was Dylan close to playing at all?
No, he was not. He was in pain, so we decided not even to warm him up. But Dylan tonight wouldn't have helped us because he's not a great defensive stopper. So he would not have helped us tonight. He would have helped a little bit at the offensive end, but not at the defensive end. So we'll rest him all week, give him 5 days off, and bring him back for the next game.
You think he'll be back for this Saturday?
Yeah, well, he will be, but if we need to rest him even longer, we will. It's a strained calf muscle, and we'll rest him.
You had Zuby was on the bench a lot in the second half. Was that just Ruben was playing well?
Not Ruben's playing well, but Zuby expends a lot of energy. This is a torrid up and down game, and as well conditioned as he is, he needs a blow. It's I don't want you guys calling me tips like you did to him.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Zuby.
See you guys.